Welcome to yet another episode of Chintashala, a blended learning platform. This is the second episode of quiz series of the Indian Navy quiz is being conducted by the Indian Navy THINQ 24. Please ensure that you have watched its first episode before watching this episode. All the very best. In this episode, we are going to see more questions on current affairs based on the Indian Navy. Here we begin. Question number 1. India has signed the Standard Operating Procedure SOP for exchange of white shipping information with which country? The options are A. Philippines, option B. Sri Lanka, option C. France, option D. Bangladesh. Yes, the right option is option A, Philippines. Admiral R. Harikumar, Chief of the Naval Staff and Commissioner of Philippines Coast Guard, signed SOP for exchange of white shipping information. Question 2. Varuna is the bilateral exercise between navies of which countries? Option A, India and Sri Lanka. Option B, India and USA. Option C, India and Australia. Option D, India and France. The right option is option D, India and France. Phase 2 of the 21st edition of Varuna bilateral exercise between India and French Navy was conducted in the Arabian Sea. Question number 3. Which Indian armed force is implementing 360-degree appraisal mechanism for promotion? The options are option A, Indian Coast Guard, option B, Indian Air Force, option C, Indian Navy, option D, Indian Army. The right option is option C, Indian Navy. Indian Navy is implementing a new 360-degree appraisal mechanism for officers being considered for promotion, which includes reviews from colleagues and subordinates to evaluate an officer's impact on their team. Question number 4. Which countries jointly conducted a joint anti-submarine exercise called Silent Shark? The options are option A, USA and South Korea, option B, Japan and South Korea, option C, China and Russia, option D, Egypt and Israel. Yes, the right option is option A, USA and South Korea. South Korea, together with Japan and United States, held a joint aerial exercise near the Korean Peninsula, marking the first such collaboration between the three countries. Question number 5. Indian Navy conducted exercise Prasthan 2023 in which city? The options are option A, Gandhinagar, option B, Panaji, option C, Vishakhapatnam, option D, Kakinada. Yes, the right option is option D, Kakinada. Exercise Prasthan 2023 was conducted by the naval officer in charge, Andhra Pradesh, under the Eastern Naval Command to ensure the security of offshore development areas in Kakinada. Here is question number 6. The European Union and India conducted their first joint naval exercise in which place? The options are option A, Gulf of Guinea, option B, Gulf of Finland, option C, Indian Ocean, option D, South China Sea. Yes, the right option is option A, Gulf of Guinea. The European Union, EU, and India recently conducted their first naval exercise in the Gulf of Guinea. The exercise followed the third meeting of the EU-Indian Maritime Security Dialogue in Brussels. During the exercise, Indian Navy's INS Sumedha, an offshore patrol vessel, was joined by 3 EU member states' ships in the Gulf of Guinea. Question number 7. Indian Navy's latest under construction guided missile destroyer has been named after which Indian city? Here are the options. Option A, Kochi. Option B, Varanasi. Option C, Surat. Option D, Panaji. The right option is option C, Surat. The crest of Indian Navy's latest under construction guided missile destroyer Surat was unveiled by Bhupendra Patel, the Chief Minister of Gujarat, at a vibrant ceremony in the city of Surat, in presence of Admiral R. Harikumar, the Chief of Naval Staff. The next question, question number 8. India undertook Bongo Sagar 23 and Kophat exercise with the Navy of which country? Here are the options. Option A, France. Option B, Sri Lanka. Option C, Iran. Option D, Bangladesh. The right option is option D, Bangladesh. The 4th edition of bilateral exercise Bongo Sagar 23 and the 5th edition of coordinated patrol Kophat between the India and Bangladesh navies took place in the northern Bay of Bengal. During this exercise, ships and aircraft from both navies jointly patrolled along the International Maritime Boundary Line (IMBL) and engaged in the maritime exercise to boost interoperability. Question number 9. What was the name of the largest survey vessel built in India which was recently delivered by GRSE? The options are option A, INS Santhayak, option B, INS Svikar, option C, INS Sahayak, option D, INS Sandesh. The right option is INS Santhayak. Garden Reach shipbuilders and engineers delivered the largest survey vessel built in India, INS Santhayak, to the Indian Navy on Navy Day 2023. INS Santhayak is the first in series of 4 survey vessels being built by GRSE. The last question of the series, question number 10. The Indian Navy recently re-inducted which ship that returned from Maldives after extensive repairs and upgrades at the naval dockyard in Visakhapatnam? And the options are option A, INS Vajir, option B, INS Taramandal, option C, INS Ganga, option D, INS Tara Mughal. The right option is option D, INS Tara Mughal. The Indian Navy recently re-inducted the 22-year-old fast attack craft INS Tara Mughal in a commissioning ceremony in Visakhapatnam. Originally named INS Tilanchang, where when first commissioned in the Indian Navy, the ship was gifted to the Maldives National Defense Force in 2006 and renamed MCGS Hudavi. So that's all about the second episode of quiz series of the Indian Navy quiz, THINQ 24. Thank you for watching Chintashala, a blended learning platform. If you're watching it for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe it, share it, and like it. We'll be back with another interesting and informative video. Till then, bye bye.